if we had the spirit of AOC in the White House, we could actually get something done. So AOC, during an appearance on All In with Chris Hayes, the representative said that she doesn't buy Manchin's opposition to HR 1. Now remember, Senator Joe Manchin said, the reason why I'm opposing it is because it's the wrong legislation to bring us all together. As Senator John Ossoff pointed out, he at one time supported For the People Act. He at one time was a supporter of it. Well, now what we've been saying on this show and other shows have been saying, follow the corporate Democratic dollars. Now AOC is bringing new light to that claim against Manchin. Let's go to the first video.
HR 1 stands up against lobbyists and dark money. And I would reckon to think that this is probably just as much a part of Joe Manchin's calculus as anything else. Because when it comes to this bipartisan argument, I gotta tell you, I don't buy it. Because Joe Manchin has voted for bills that have not been bipartisan before. Look at the American Rescue Plan. So this is not just about bipartisanship.
What a great hypocrisy she pointed out from Senator Joe Manchin. Yesterday, I said very clearly, it was hogwash that the reason he gave is a legitimate reason, because he basically said the only reason why I'm not supporting the bill is because it received no Republican votes out of the House. Bull, because you have supported bills that did not receive Republican votes from the House. You've done this before. So she's now calling out the fact that he's connected to corporate money, corporate influence, something we've been saying since day one. Here's another look at what AOC said.
Because you look at the Koch brothers and you look at organizations like the Heritage Foundation and conservative lobby groups that are doing a victory lap, claiming victory over the fact that Manchin refuses to change on the filibuster. And I think that these two things are very closely intertwined.
Oh, I looked at my wrist. I got time today. She got more.
There's a desire to make this just about protecting the franchise, but protecting our democracy is also about making sure that we give lobbyists and dark money groups, which are funding these attacks on the right to vote, the boot. But corporate money has a very, very tight grip on both parties. And I think that has to do with the calculus in this situation that people aren't really discussing enough.
Hey, run that last bit of truth, my dear sister AOC said.
There are some members that, represent communities that have never really had their right to vote attacked in a way. They don't represent communities for which this is a very real threat. And so I think they don't think it is as real as it very much is. I mean, Joe Manchin represents a state that is not very diverse. Joe Manchin does not represent a very large population of Black voters whose right to vote is constantly under attack. I see this as well in the House of Representatives, how there usually is hesitancy, or it's a little bit more of a debate when a member has to take out a risky vote on a community that they don't represent. And so that representation and that plight isn't as internalized. I think that people think that for whom their right to vote hasn't been under attack, that this is something that is overblown when it very much is not.
Yeah, West Virginia needs more Black people. So basically the population of Black folks in West Virginia is in the single digits. You have more Black people in metropolitan Atlanta than in the entire state of West Virginia. That becomes part of the calculation of his politics. But the overwhelming reality is that he's connected to money that tells him what to do. Ben?
I think AOC may have, all the clips were amazing in, solidarity with AOC and what she's doing, the fight, the squad, all of them, because they're not only getting attacked from the right, they're getting attacked from some individuals that call themselves on the left. But that said, I think I have one slight disagreement with her in the end, in that she's trying to extend one more grace to them and saying maybe perhaps it's the fact that none of these people have had to deal with their voting rights being attacked. And that's the justification for why they can't understand, or they don't feel like this is a problem, or they feel like this is overblown. No, they know exactly what they're doing. And they know exactly the game to play. And they also know if anyone ever tried to do to them what they did to us and what they're doing to us, they'd have a lot more problems on their hands than just us marching up the steps. Like they will use violence to get what they want if we have done any of the things that conservatives have done to black people in this country and what they're attempting to do to workers and to voters right now.
Look how deep this goes. Lobbyists, corporations, they don't have to pay off everybody. They literally just have to pay off 2 or 3 people. They already got the Republicans. And I think they got the Republicans for free because they are simply an adversarial party to Democrats. So if Democrats say it, you already have the Republicans on the other side. Now all you gotta do as a corporation is pick off or pay off 1 or 2 Democrats, and you have your position serviced by an elected official.
Yeah, no, it's a master plan that they have been executing for at least a good 40 years, and it's coming to a head for conservatives. They are in a position, they're playing for keeps. They're playing for the whole ball game. They have an agenda, and they're executing it.
That's the one thing I wish we would adopt from their playbook. Play for keeps. Stop this whataboutism. This, it could lead to a slippery slope. Damn it, we're already on the slope. Okay, it doesn't get more slippery than this.